Tinnitus can absolutely feel like complete chaos. But what if I told you that there is a predictable path that most people go through on their way to tinnitus habituation? And in today's video, I walk you through the 5 stages of tinnitus habituation that most people that I work with, I see go through. Welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is tinnitus coach Frida. I was born deaf in my left ear and I have a hearing aid and a severe high-pitched tinnitus in my remaining right ear for 15 years. I started coaching people and I've by now worked with 500 plus people. And a few years ago, I founded MyTinnitus.Club, where I host our 12 weeks tinnitus habituation course. And in today's video, I walk you through the 5 stages of tinnitus habituation that most people that I work with, I see go through. And so it doesn't really matter whether you're just starting or have been dealing with tinnitus or a vicious cycle of frustration for years. This video will give you clarity and actionable tips and tricks in how to move forward. This is my mission. I want to give you hope and strategies and tips and tricks in how to move from bothersome to non-bothersome tinnitus. So the first part that I want to do with you today is understanding why it matters to know in what stage you currently find yourself. And when we understand in what stage we currently in, we stop feeling like we're constantly failing at everything that we do. We start understanding what the next step in our process, in our journey is, and we know what to focus on. So therefore, an understanding of what stage you're in is crucial in order to make the next step. So each stage has its very own challenges, but also its own breakthroughs. It's very, very important that you know that the path is, first of all, not linear, but knowing the path helps you to stay patient, persistent, and kind to yourself when things are not exactly going the way you've planned before. So let's jump into the 5 different stages of tinnitus habituation. The first stage is called shock and panic. This is where most people start. Right after tinnitus shows up, or when it gets worse, when we have a long spike that turns into a normal condition, it's terrifying, it's confusing, and people feel completely out of control. Absolutely understandable. I've been there as well, and most of the people that I work with in my coaching or in my club have at some point been there. You're Googling nonstop, you're not sleeping, and you're thinking, I can't really take it anymore and I can't go on like this. Something that's absolutely normal. I've had it seen so many times, and if you're feeling like this right now, this is absolutely normal, right? And why you feel so bad is because the brain is in absolutely full threat mode. You're losing a lot of energy. That's of course a very uncomfortable stage to be here. And what you need in this stage is reassurance, a basic understanding of what tinnitus is, and immediate emotional support. And later on, I will tell you how you can get all of these. Let's go to stage number 2. Stage number 2 is, I like to call it the fix-it trap. Because in stage number 2, you are now constantly searching for every single cure under our lovely sun that's just breaking through the clouds here. You go from supplements to diets to sound machines to acupuncture. Whatever it is, you have gone through it and you're looking through it to somehow fix your tinnitus and get rid of the relentless sounds that you're experiencing, right? You're trying to control the situation here, but and trying to control it at all costs is only human, right? You want to avoid the negative feelings that you're having, right? But this only leads to more frustration because nothing really fixes tinnitus, right? So that in and of itself only leads to more frustration because you can't really control or fix what you're trying to control or fix. What you need to hear at this stage is something, for example, like you're absolutely not broken, and chasing silence might be the wrong thing for you to go about everything, and it might even keeping you stuck at this stage. And then let me go to stage number 3, which is the shift. Stage number 3. I call it the shift. Because in stage number 3, you actually reach a turning point. And this turning point is really, really important. You discover that relief doesn't really come from fighting tinnitus that much harder and trying that more things in order to completely get rid of it. It comes from changing your relationship to tinnitus. It comes from your brain understanding that it doesn't have to see tinnitus as a constant threat. You learn about cognitive behavior therapy, acceptance and commitment therapy, and mindfulness, for example, and you start to be calmer. The fear starts to recede. You start to shift from resistance to, getting a little bit of acceptance in your life that tinnitus can be there, but that you can live your life happily and healthily despite the presence of tinnitus. And that's a beautiful and wonderful stage, because this is the stage where habituation begins. It's definitely not the stage where it ends. It's definitely the stage where it begins only. Because stage 4 is what I like to call rewiring and practice. And in stage 4, we go one step further. Now you're using the tools that I've talked about, and I will talk a little bit later about where you can find those tools. You use daily mindfulness, you reframe your thoughts and diffuse from them. You live your values even despite the presence of sometimes very intense tinnitus. And here's why that works, and what if you are in this stage might want to hear. While the sound might still be there, your reaction is slowly receding and changing. And you might want to hear that that's absolutely okay and you are on the right path, and sometimes you have days where you have setbacks. You forget the sound a lot more often. And even though these setbacks still might come, you now have tools to deal with these kind of setbacks and to handle them in a much better way. And stage 5 is the ultimate stage that I know that everyone wants to get to, and the final stage called habituation. This is when the sound is no longer a real problem. You might still hear it eventually, but it no longer bothers you and it doesn't impact your life anymore, right? So this is really the final stage where you've gone through all the setbacks, things have been difficult, you've gotten better, you have exposed yourself, you've maybe even helped other people in the process, which we do in the buddy system. So people who are in a very far stage, they help people who are earlier on. You're sleeping well, you're working, you're enjoying your life again, tinnitus fades more and more into the background, and you're back in control and living a happy and healthy life despite the presence of your tinnitus. And now I want to take a little bit of time. I know that this all is not magic. It's neuroplasticity and science, and it's 100% possible. It's science-backed. I do exactly as we, for example, outline in the German guidelines on chronic tinnitus treatment. And honestly, I can only tell you that the most important thing that you can do is follow this step-by-step path. And where can you do that, and what stage are you in, right? Let us know and let me know in the comments what stage you currently find yourself in, and I will share with you the exact things that you can do in these stages inside our online tinnitus program, inside the 12 weeks habituation course. I think most people who are in stage 1 would really benefit from month 1, understanding and softening. Most people in stage 3 through 4 really benefit from month 2, and then the final stages, month 4 and 5, really benefit from implementing all the practice. So if you want to join, then please know that you're not alone. This journey is real. Thousands of people have walked it exactly before you, including myself and all the people in MyTinnitus.Club. I've worked with over 500 of them. And if you want to get more insights into what I do, then you can go to habituate.online, www.habituate.online, in order to get my free 4-day email course, or just click it in the description below. It's a step-by-step roadmap on what you can do in order to start getting relief. Other than that, you can of course join us directly at www.MyTinnitus.Club. And as usual, if you like this video, it really helps me as creator if you like and subscribe, if you let me know in the comments what you thought of this video, whether it was helpful for you to know the different stages of habituation. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I wish you all the best from my heart to yours. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.